Hello and welcome, Cosmic Quantum Travelers. I have something on my head, over my head. I'm going to sort it out in a moment. I didn't realize the camera check. I can't do a camera check on a YouTube. Anyway, hello everyone. I hope you're doing okay. Looks kind of funny. Very high energies. Yes, the deck are being blitzed, blankety clean and clear, crystal clear, diamondy clear, and it feels darn good. Heavenly even. So yes, let me see who's there. How you doing? Oscar, Ronnie, Marlene, Bea, David, Anita. Hi, Anita. David, Indigo, Julie. Hi, everyone. Thanks for waiting. 22:11, and so it is. Let me sort this out for a second. It annoys me. Ayabala. Now everybody can see I'm wearing pajama pants. They're really cute. That's the good thing when you're online. Usually you don't see the bottom half. So anyway, I hope you're doing okay. The singularity is here, the totality, the singularity, and it's the answer to everything. That's the unity field. It's fully anchored. The emerald heart grid is ignited fully. We can use many terms. I will try and simplify more and more and use less and less of the terms nobody understands. That shall be my mission, because ultimately it is my mission, and I will come to that in a moment. But yeah, simplicity is key. And what is this really all about? It is our heart, and it is the oneness, and it is the singularity, which is the oneness. Some people don't like the word singularity, but it's that totality, the oneness, the nothingness that all of this is about, or rather, as we dissolve into it, and there's no more separation, whilst we have integrated our own unique self, it's kind of happening at the same time. That's the unity field. That's the frequency we need to hold for the New Earth template, for the New Earth blueprints, which is igniting. So it's fully online. And I hope you can feel since the eclipse that that has cleared a lot of the stuff. And I've written about it. And I know not all of that is very understandable sometimes. Now, there are many different reasons why I write the way I write, and I've mentioned this before. It's basically like the main thing is I have to anchor these codes into the field. The more people can be exposed to this, obviously, the better. These are ascension keys and codes, and they are activations in and of themselves. I know sometimes people complain they are too long, and I complain that they are too long because I have to write them, okay? Now, it does take a lot of my energy as well and time. Like yesterday, I was very, very busy, and I was getting tired with the writing, but I know that it still serves a purpose, even though not everybody understands all of it. Okay, so they serve a greater purpose in and of themselves. They will activate you even though you don't understand them. And I want to say at this point that I'm just going to get this out of the way, because of my references often to Ascension glossary, and also because of the latest newsletter Lisa Renee has published, that refers to people who would also use her material. And in yesterday's post about the, what was it called? I should check now. Basically, with the green dragon picture on it. I need to just check which one of the many things. I do write a lot. Cycles have completed in missions. Was that the Emerald Heart Fully Awakens? That was the exact title. Okay. Anyway, now I did use, because the way I work is I do get terms, okay, whilst I see what I see and do my energy work. And they often do refer to Ascension Glossary material. Ascension Glossary is a website that's very much like a Wikipedia for Ascension. Now, I always say, take what resonates, leave the rest, in general, always, okay? With everything and everyone, everything you're exposed to, always. That's the gift of discernment we all have to learn, okay? Nobody always gets it right. I don't always get it right. I don't know anyone who's always gotten it right yet, and I don't think that exists. So yesterday's article post that I did had parts of, and I do often refer to Ascension Glossary, and I will always put a link in, but I was tired. I did 5 hours of work in the field, and not about boasting. It's just that I actually mentioned that because it just shows that afterwards I wasn't even that tired. I don't feel like, usually I would be 3 days long in, I don't know, a heap, feeling it on all levels and layers of my beingness, of clearing that amount of crap. And the activations, that take a lot out of us. And now I can see that that amount of work is actually, it's getting lighter and lighter because we're removing all of this crap and we're basically done here. But anyway, so I was writing this article, the post, because again, it anchors in what was done early on in the day. It serves a purpose. It activates the people that are reading it. It anchors it and activates it in the field. It manifests. And I did reference a lot of the Ascension Glossary material again, and I did take parts out of it, but I didn't reference it as I usually would, and I didn't put originally a link into it referencing Ascension Glossary, which I usually do, because I do, always give credit to anyone who does whatever work that I will, am referring to. Anyway, so, but I didn't do yesterday because I was just very tired. And I did take more out of it than I would usually do. But the thing is, the reason why I use it, first of all, is the material in there does explain a lot of the fallen mechanics and architecture that I am here along with you to take down and dismantle and dissolve, which is what a lot I've been doing with you together as one over the last year, especially, which I've been writing about and sharing and doing the activations and everything with you together. So, and I often get terms that I then am guided to look up on Ascension Glossary to fill in blanks, because I, as much as most people who are listening here, have been aggressively memory wiped, and we don't remember everything that we're here, that the knowledge that we actually hold ourselves and what we're here to do. So Ascension Glossary for me over the years has filled in a lot of blanks, and I have used it a lot because it has helped me to do the job I came here to do. Now, I always take what resonates and leave the rest. I use terms out of there, but I also expand upon them. And a lot of also that Lisa Renee writes about now is something I've been speaking about for a while. So there will be a lot of parallels, but there are also obviously differences. And both of us, I'm sure, don't agree on everything one another writes. I don't have any relationship with her. I've never studied under her. I just know the website that I've studied on and off, bits and pieces here and there. I've done a couple of activations for my website, but that's it. I listened to some transmissions, but not extensively. As I've done with any other kind of teachings, I've taken bits and pieces. But yes, I've referred to this material a lot because it just is what I'm here to dismantle. And what other terms can I use? I will now try and simplify it though, because also this has now been done. Okay. All of this fallen architecture is dismantled and dissolved. This is the 9/11 reversed, which stands for fallen timelines, artificial timelines. If you want to look it up on Ascension Glossary, just put in 9/11. The website is www.ascensionglossary.com, which are often, include a lot of links. And I like to give credit to her. Again, do I agree with everything that's written there? No, I don't. I do believe there are inversions and reversals and pretty much all materials out there, especially when it comes to ascension mechanics, because it's very much heavied up with all this very heavy ascension mechanics material that nobody really fully understands. Now, I always just took out what I needed enough, and I didn't need to understand all of the details, because also it was shown to me again and again, I don't need to know all the details. I would get lost in the details and I couldn't be doing what I'm doing to see beyond it and transcend it and also see the bigger picture, which I can't do when I'm lost in details. My brain just works, my perception works differently than to most people. So I see a lot of symbolism, I see patterns, I see a bigger picture, and that helps me to find a solution of what we're in. And I'm constantly connected to the super consciousness field. So it's like I constantly hear all the fractals within the collective and what's going on. So over the last year, I've been focusing a lot on the one consciousness, the one mind, and trying to get to the root cause of what we're here trying to dissolve, resolve, and, dismantle all of this artificial matrix crap, quite frankly. Again, I'm one of many, and we all do our work in our own unique way. So anyway, as in reference to the material, it's just been, that's the language. First of all, it has pieces that I don't know. I don't, remember. And, I reference it. And I usually give credit, but it's just, what other language can you use? And there are like about 2-3 different, bigger teachers of these ascension mechanics materials that I know of. And they all kind of use the same terms. I know there have also been lawsuits connected to this, and copyrights and words. And, that's a conversation I leave to another time, how I feel about the whole copyright thing, because ultimately these are the emerald tablets. These are our history records. And you cannot really copyright them on one level. On another level, I always give credit because, yes, whatever, like these people have done the work to publish it, to put the work in and so forth. And I would always do that. Anyway, 22. I will stop using so much of the wordings because we are simplifying now and we're making this accessible to everyone. And also because all this fallen architecture and all these inversions and all the distortions, are basically gone now. So we do not need to focus on that stuff anymore. That's how I see it. And that's the message I'm getting. And I wanted to go away from that material like 2-3 months ago, but I was still guided to do it because we still had to dismantle more. Again, then that's why I'm using a lot of the terms. And again, she also confirms stuff that I'm seeing and, I've been reporting on and vice versa. So anyway, but there's no, connection there, and I'm not, connected to her in that way. So always take what resonates, leave the rest. I just need to get that out of the way because I'm also going to leave the article below because it leads me to the next point of what I've been sharing about the whole red wave, blue wave thing. And I know not many people maybe have seen the post, but it ties into what many people may be busy with right now, which is the whole election thing in America, or at least some. And I see again the symbolism of it. Okay, and I came across an article and was talking about overnight a change from it was red wave to blue wave. And basically, again, Lisa Renee in her latest weekly update has spoken about the red wave, which is a distortion within our light body field, actually. And I have never heard that whole terminology in regards to elections before this one. Again, it's a symbolism. It's the same with the Omicron variant that's very much connected also to all this material, okay, and fallen collectives. So anyway, so I saw this symbology that overnight, because basically the red wave spectrum symbolizes in our energy field, it's like your energy runs backwards, okay? And what it needs to be is really running from the other way around, all right? You can look up the picture on my page, and I also shared it on a community page on YouTube. So anyway, this symbolizes the red wave spectrum, symbolizes fallen timelines. It symbolizes also, basically, it's a technology they use, or the fallen angelics, or the fallen consciousness, however you want to call it, uses in order to also implant imposter entities into our field. So people might think, so a lot of channelers might think they speak to Jesus, or I don't know, Archangel Metatron, or whatever it may be, but these are actually not the real ascended master consciousness fields that you would want to be connecting to. All right. And also there have been just so many distortions on all levels of consciousness that, it's really the way I see it is that you just need to handle all of this astral stuff as if you would be talking to people. All right. Whether it's a channeler and they're channeling some ET identity or collective, whatever it may be, group of ETs or being or archangel. I mean, I stay away from it. It's a whole spectrum of spirituality, I think, that has come up a lot in regards to false spirituality, and that there are just a lot of inversions there, and that there has been a lot of infiltration because, again, it's like people. A lot of people are not what they make out to be. The same as spiritual, leaders and teachers. It's all the same. It's how you need to see it. It's all, just like, I can't remember the word for it. It's like, the same as we see the leaders out there in the political arena, and all the inversions or the false leaders out there, we also have in the spiritual community. And that's part of the disclosure. It's like, it doesn't just affect the masses. It affects all of us, whether it's an inner disclosure of all the shadow aspects that are coming out with the shadow body clearing right now, or whether it's out there. It's all connected. Because this is going to come up big now. With all the fallen timelines gone, all the shit gone, we are now Armageddon time. This is like full dissolution collapse of the 3D realities. Physically. How this is going to play out, I don't know. I know this is big, what we're facing here. But we make it fun. Because it's just a dream. It's an imagination, and you need to see this like a video game. Because fearlessness is the only way through, truly. It's because the fear matrix is based on fear-based thought forms and beliefs. So that's what we're dismantling here. As now, and that's, the unity field, the heart opening is basically the opposite of fear. Because what is a black heart affliction? It's our heart being closed. It's us, being afraid, anxiety, it's defensiveness, it's all this freeze, fight, flight, post-traumatic stress syndromes, and mechanisms we have, and they're all falling away along with the bad programming, which is thought forms and beliefs, which is what the realities are based upon. So the 9/11 stands for fallen timelines, which also is related to this red waves spectrum. And I don't care about political parties here. All right. Really, this is beyond the point. I'm not for anyone. And anyone who gets lost in the distractions, I'd implore you to just do something else with your time and energy. Anyway, so basically for me, symbolically, that confirmed the timelines, because I've also been working on this with the activations for the eclipse. On all the fallen timelines, fully wiped, this is connected to getting rid of all these imposter entities and identities and fallen angelics and shadow beings that are part of the shadow body, and all of these fallen false light matrices that we've been busy dissolving. And we're here at the crescendo, and it's simultaneously. So we're simultaneously clearing all of the deepest crap and opening our hearts up wide. Now, I've been to the point where I think there's no more fear. It's not that you don't have fear of anything. If you would put me on top of a high mountain, I don't like heights. I still probably wouldn't like heights. But ultimately, I know, I can't die. I probably feel different about it now. And that's what ascension is about. You have to literally transcend all the fears. And how do you do it? You face them. And fear is literally false evidence appearing real, because a lot of this is wild imagination. A lot of things we are afraid of are a lot bigger in our heads than when we have to face them. Because if we don't face the fears, they will come still up, especially now, to show us it's not that bad. Or, maybe it is that bad, because it's really our attitude that changes everything, no matter what we are faced with in life. And some of us have been very busy facing all of their fears and transcending all this 3D crap. Whether it's afraid of losing a job, having no money, no place to live, no food, no one who loves you, everybody thinks you're crazy, it doesn't matter what it is. Transcending all of this ego crap, your attachment to identity is where it's at, and that's the unity field. And it's not that you lose yourself, no, you get to know yourself really, your true self, which is all what this is about, your unique self, not some fitting into some spiritual box now, but your own unique self. And that is really literally activating your field, your multidimensional DNA, because it's a unique blueprint, a unique instruction set that each one of you has. And we all have very unique gifts and abilities. And this is all about no wanting to be a copy of anyone or anything, but being our own self. And that's how we really learn. What are we really here to do? What are really our gifts and abilities? We are no longer in competition with anyone, because it's like we're all equal, but we're all playing a different role. And it's all about us wanting to know our purpose, isn't it? What I see a lot is like people lost because they have no purpose in life. I mean, that's what keeps me going. I know my purpose. It's like literally the only thing that sometimes keeps me going. It's very strong, but that is what keeps me going. And I wish this for everyone, because that brings meaning to our life, and we know why we're doing things, and we can see the bigger picture of life. But it's really about us really getting to know ourselves, which is us having to face, all of us, all these uncomfortable feelings when we've done something wrong, or we feel it now when something is out of line. It's very apparent, it's in your face. Anyone who hasn't done shadow work, it will be in your face. But what I was shown as well yesterday was that it will not be this big terrible thing. It's literally like we're quantum leaping now with the consciousness to this. It will be more like, whoo, that was stupid of me, that doesn't work, because now they know better. But we are overstepping, like it will be like this twinge of kind of guilt or shame, or whatever it needs to be. But we are no longer stuck in this, because this whole like religious programming and all this spiritual righteousness, what's right and wrong and all of this, which gives us like guilt and shame, is what keeps people stuck. It doesn't allow them to really face the stuff non-judgmentally and then say, oh, okay, no, that is not so great. Let me maybe do it this way. And I try again until I get it right. That sort of thing, because that's where we need to be, because it's the shame and this guilt that's been programmed, which is not really real. But you need to feel the twinge of obviously knowing if something is right or wrong, to do. But you shouldn't get stuck in those feelings that never resolve themselves, these cycles of shame and guilt and like, fragmentation of the soul. So that's all been healed now at a big one consciousness level. Because that's what I see. I'm plugged into the one consciousness. That's what I see is coming online. It's here. It's birthed. I know obviously other people are also talking about this. I'm not the only one. But I'm just here to share my unique voice. And I'm here to be my own unique vibe. And that's how we activate one another, and we all have these gifts. And it's all about really getting to know ourselves, looking at those uncomfortable places, facing it all, but laugh at it. Don't take it too seriously. As I said last week, I mean, oh my God, my daughter was here and I was literally going mad at her because she was not listening to me. Obviously, a child will definitely get this out on you. And I felt like totally non-respected. So all these things came up and I totally overreacted. But you know what? I was just so neutral about it. I was just like, wow, where did this come from? And thankfully, she wasn't traumatized. And afterwards, I just said sorry. We talked about it, but there was no judgment from her or from me. It was just like, no, that was not okay. Let's not do this again, kind of thing. And that's where we need to be at. No more stuck in this shit. No more stuck in pain body, because we're all being Münchhausen and MK Ultra, and everybody's addicted to pain and drama and this shit. Because otherwise people are bored. So you reach such a high level also through entertainment of drama and death and oh my God, whatever else. But that's a funny thing actually, because again, everything, is both end, but it also helps you to then, I guess, what we are facing now is that, for example, death, it's not really a bad thing. It's just you transitioning from one state to another. It's our whole perception of things that is shifting fully. In other cultures, you celebrate death. Why shouldn't you? Non-attachment is so important. Like I also, over the last week when everything, was so intense, like, I lost my favorite crystals. Like my daughter literally destroyed the place within 2 days. And it was just all of these things, and it was just 3D is totally just going down. Just let it go up in flames. And that's all I can say right now. It's like any 3D attachment that you might have to any kind of illusionary security, let it go. Whether it's survival, housing, food, I don't know, losing your loved ones, you totally need to transcend it. And remember, this is a dream that we're fully awakening from, waking up in another. The more you can let go of any fears, that's how you dissolve the timelines, the imagination. Whatever you're accessing through your imagination is data in your DNA. These are timelines, and you can dissolve them. So if you're afraid of anything, my suggestion would be meditate on it, go into the experience as if living it out, get okay with whatever is happening. You need to literally, it's basically, you need to burn through your fear. It's cellular memory held, because it will connect you to many other timelines and realities. So you need to kind of burn through the fear in your imagination if you don't want to live it out in real life, because if we don't sometimes lose our fear of something happening, it may happen, because again, our imagination creates things, thoughts create matter, to show us then we need to transcend it in this way. And you can do it in your own imagination, because this is really what anything is. It's just your imagination turned outward, your deepest seated beliefs and thought forms, and obviously collective ones as well. We know that that's the whole thing. It's a one mind. That the idea of separation is the illusion. But obviously, you still have also your own mind within a one mind. Yeah, it's both and. But basically, if you can sit with something that you're afraid of, live out the scenario in your head, feel the fear literally until it's gone, and then you kind of burn that timeline down, that reality, that scenario, however you want to do this, like, I don't know, sand dissolving in the wind, or, going up in flames. And then you imagine what you would like to experience, and you fill that with positive joy. And that's what you should do a lot right now, is keep imagining all the things that you want to experience, all the, keep connecting with the joy, the feeling, the frequency of the new realities already being here, because all of these doubts, all of the worries, all of the insecurities, all of that stuff, gone. Fully dissolving now. This is completion upon completion. And I know I'm saying this is happening now. It is happening now. It really is. Even if we speak about it a few weeks, it's still happening now. It is. We're in full flight. We are in ascension is in full progress. Nothing is stopping us anymore. It's just a question of how, when we're going to get there. It's not even a when, it's already done. That's the whole thing. We need to understand this is an illusion. We need to understand that this stuff isn't real. The fallen timelines, that's how we dissolve them very quickly now. The more we can be the anchors and the balancing energy in all of this, the easier this will go. By like you're basically the avatar in the game now, and you're understanding that the old realities have to fully collapse whilst we are manifesting and co-creating the new. And that's really what we need to fully focus on right now. And that's also what I'm going to do, the 2 calls I mentioned in the post, and also underneath here in the description box. I'm going to do 2 calls, one for the 11/11 and one for the 22/11, because they're very much shown to me as it's one portal, it's one whole great gateway, and it's really already open. And we're not focused too much on dates, but they're like trigger points. Yeah. And I even see the 22/11 even bigger than the 11/11. And it's very much a divine union portal. And we're going to do a call, and we're really going to speak in and call in and manifest new earth realities together. And whatever comes up in a call, we're going to do an activation. But it needs to be a call because I want it to be a closed container. I don't want it to be an open YouTube thing, also because I can't interact here properly besides the chat, and without having special software installed. And I also want people to also give back to me, because I said this is based on donation. So the bare minimum I said is €3, free, and 33 cents, just to play with the numbers. It's not about money. It's not even about the numbers, but it's like when I did the last activation, it's like if under like 20% of people do bother giving a donation, there is obviously a call for a shift. And I've felt this already before. And again, I do a lot for free. I've done everything on donation for the last year. And, I've always been supported. And I thank so much everybody who has, always, appreciated and valued what I'm sharing and has helped me. And I know not everybody can. And this is also, this is not, again, just about money, but this is also about showing someone is giving back, because this needs to be about equal energy exchanges. And I know a lot in the spiritual environment is like people are less willing sometimes to pay for these things, and don't see as much the value in that than for actual physical things. And I don't understand how valuable your soul is. Not that I have something that you don't have or that you need to listen to or be part of, but we just need to value what we're doing here. Like me sharing what I'm doing, it's not even about sacrifice, but I invest all of me into accessing this information I'm sharing with everyone. There's a lot that goes into it for me to be able to share all of this. And not everybody sees the value, and that needs to shift generally in the whole collective of us valuing our soul growth more than all this physical stuff. So anyway, so the call, it's about having a container. Just a message, because I don't think people saw this. If you want to take part in the call, it would be great if you do the payment to make a note of just saying oneness in the description box, and just make sure if the email is not the one you want me to send it to state the email if you want it sent to another email, because I will then send out tomorrow, and again just before the call, an hour or so before, the call-in details for the Zoom call. So again, the details are below. If you can make a donation, whatever you think this is, you can or are willing and find is appropriate to exchange in regards to, a monetary exchange for access to a group call for the 11/11 and the 22nd of November. So now there will be just one Zoom call detail. It will be the same, okay, for both calls. This is like a package, so they're like 2 in 1, all right? And yeah, so you will just receive one email with one login for both of the dates, because it's 2 dates, it's the same time, it's the same details. Anyway, let's get this out of the way. And thank you again so much for everybody who's supporting me with donation and otherwise. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing, and all of that stuff. Now, where were we? So what we really need to do now is really focus on all this new earth, calling in, being fully there, burn the rest, let the bridges burn. Literally, you need to laugh at it. Like, your carpet being ruined, or you're losing your favorite things. Like, I don't have many possessions, but those crystals, I do like. But then I was like, yeah, whatever. Because it's just, I just have fully transcended all of these attachments. And obviously that's the same with people. And it's not that we don't want to be with people or whatever, but it's not that we need to be. So this whole, anything that has a frequency of neediness is us being in lack, is us being in scarcity, is us sending out a frequency that we don't have it, and that we are not in alignment with that which we want. Now, we do all know this, yeah? But we definitely need to connect to that kind of basic right now of us transcending any kind of need and attachment, because that's just part of the ascension process. I mean, it really is going to be beaten out of you on the journey, the way I see it. It's not as if you have much choice. It's like anything you're going to be attached to. It's like, no, let's take this away from you and see how you do. And it's really like you have to give it all away in order to receive everything that you already are. Because, yeah, it's not a child coming out. Us fully having healed, divine unions are here, okay? This is done. Masculine, feminine, divine union, internally, the Christ Saphira, the unified androgynous light body, it's all online. All the keys and codes, it's all online. It's all out there. Everybody can pick up on it now. The work is done, all right? The fallen timelines has fallen today. The heart is online. The only thing that's missing again, I see, is the supernova of the heart event. It's this inside out flash, solar flash or supernova as I see it. And it's very much connected to the twin flames. I still see this. I still see it. It's about the masculine finally overcoming any kind of fears or doubts and worries. And stepping up. And I can't even put this in other words. So that's that, because them uniting the masculine and the feminine, however this may play out, okay, in anyone's own scenarios, those that resonate with the twin flame journey, they have the original Paradisian codes. It's us going back to the start, because that's what we're all doing now. It's, as I said, the short form of what went wrong is us disconnecting from the heart. The heart is connected from the mind, the masculine from the feminine. It's this whole gender split, gender wars that have played out in many different ways. And it has really healed now at energetic level. All of these distortions, all of the interference, basically it's gone, it's done, it's done, it's done, it's done, done, okay? And now we're free of all this nonsense, transcending any remaining lower thought forms and beliefs that are keeping us limited and in realities that are not even real and that don't serve us. And they are here because, again, they carry these Edenic Paradisian codes, and because the split is where they happened, because they kind of also represent the mind and the heart, you know, the masculine and feminine. And that is all merging and healing on so many levels. So the Holy Trinity, what this is also representing, is really the polarities integrated within the 0 point field. This is all about 0 point neutrality right now. And that's how you heal everything, whether it's your own distortions or the distortions you see out there. You just need to see it for what it is. We want to understand, you know, how can a consciousness get to this point? Why do we do the things we do? Why do other people do the things we do? We're here learning. This is like instruction sets for your consciousness, because all of these people are representing different fractals of the one consciousness. And we need to get to a point where we just look at it and it's like, okay, so we're like the creator, the created, and the observer. That's the 0 point field, where you're like, you know, it doesn't mean that you don't have discernment or, you know, beliefs. It's just you hold onto them very lightly. You don't fight over them. You don't feel threatened by someone else's. Yeah, you don't fight. You don't resist. You don't attach, hold onto anything. No fear. That's you transcending all the fear frequency in your DNA, because it's the law frequency that activates it. So you need to get rid of all those fear patterns, which is thought forms and beliefs, all these inverted ways of perceiving reality. That's the collective psychosis. We haven't seen reality for what it really was. And that creates distorted, inverted realities. Because it's like everything is inside out, upside down. And now it's back the right side up. But I do see the masculine and the feminine, these twin flames fully coming together. And however you want to see this, I don't even like to get stuck on any labels. It's about divine counterparts coming together in love, rising in love, because you just get so far on your own. It's the same with emotional fulfillment or in life. I mean, again, some people are very happy on their own, and I'm not saying this is for everyone, but I'm just speaking to those that this resonates with. But others just have this written into their templates, because we just know this is part of the mission, if we even want to call it that. But it's us coming and rising back together in love, because we have fallen together in love, in fear. We have fallen in fear, basically. And again, this is more an inner process always that then manifests in our reality. So once we have healed all the separation within us, all the fear, the fences, the nervousness, the insecurities, the doubts, the worries, all of that stuff, and we come to divine union within, then it will manifest out, which is the time now, because this is all about now soul family and people coming together to create as one. No one can do this on their own, ultimately. No one. Like, you are kind of doing this on your own to a certain extent until you reach that level of singularity and the totality, until you really know yourself and are no longer going to be influenced so much by all these outside voices and interferences and, you know, people. And you can fully come to divine union with others without having to adjust yourself or wanting to copy others or being in competition with one another. That's where we're at. Where there's no one anymore above or below, everybody just knows who they really are, what is their purpose, and there's no more competition, there's no envy, there's no anybody feels, less or more than, and then you also get rid of any kind of scarcity, because this is all you see, all these insecurity issues we were having then manifests also in scarcity in our lives, which is obviously happening at a big collective level. Yeah, but it's all programs ultimately, belief systems and thought forms. And a lot of this does come back to, lack or not feeling enough and not feeling really secure in our abilities and gifts. So once that is transcended and you're fully unified with yourself, fully love yourself as you are, which is never fully finished. It's not about perfection. It's not about fitting into any boxes. It's being your own unique self. It's like a master work in progress always. But we just love ourselves as we are. And as we manage that and we're now feeling whole, that's the oneness within ourselves, we feel at one with all of life everywhere. That's the magic. That's going out. That's the unity field. It's online. And it's the new virus. Love. The love virus is out. It's going to come and get you. Ha ha ha. I love this. Let me see a couple of comments here. The divine masculine knows the truth. Now he needs to just accept and come in unity also outside of himself. Yes, it is time. I mean, I can literally feel it. Before I came on, I could literally feel like divine union, hierogamic energies swirling about. I can feel it. And it's all about, transcending the ego. That the masculine just carries a little bit more because they're a little bit more caught in their head. And again, nobody cares, just about it. It's just about just approach, just talk, and don't worry about it. Everything is going to be all right. Everything is tickety-boo. So yeah, let me look at my notes. Anyway, so we're in paradise. We're manifesting paradise now because all this nonsense is gone. Now, how that's going to manifest again, as I said, I don't know. I think it's going to get rocky. So, but again, there is so much love that all of this is enveloped in, as I said, instead of this really, because if you think about what disclosure means and everybody facing what we know, and we still don't know everything, obviously, of what really has been going on, it would, drive most people to insanity. So, it's been wrapped up in a lot of love and the higher consciousness, as I've been seeing. I think a couple of months ago I shared this thing of like, and as I was shown again yesterday, it's just like, ooh, that was, not a good idea. Let's do something different. It's more this, it's more this, but then you need to go into laughter because you need to see the perfection of everything that has played out. But it's like you've inserted yourself in a video game to play out all the distortions, to try out everything that we could play out, to then pick out everything that works, okay, and then create the next level of the video game, so to say, that is literally paradise. But it also is not so extreme as in, there are variations, there's balance within that version of paradise that we may have. The same as with holiness or us being ascended, it doesn't fit into any textbook. It's not something that can be prescribed. Again, everybody needs to find their own unique ways of being there. It's standing in truth. It's being your own truthful, authentic self. And it doesn't fit into boxes. Yes, you have a common set of morals and ethics. That's definitely very, the virtues are very important, but it doesn't mean just like holiness where you need to try and kind of look up to a sort of, this kind of saintlyhood that's non-achievable and nobody can maintain. Such as when we look at priests, or whatever, they subscribe to, and most of them obviously are very corrupt. And you see this across the board with any kind of leadership. So this whole hypocrisy, all of this non-integrity is an issue. You need to be in integrity with yourself. It's the same as I'm not perfect. Everything I talk about, I integrate more for myself. I'm constantly fine-tuning. This is never done. But I also let it be enough. I learned to let it be enough. I used to be so hard on myself. I let it be enough. And, I don't fit into any box at all. And everybody needs to figure this out for themselves, because every body is different. The same as certain foods and drinks or whatever are not good for one person that they are for the other. It's with anything. So we need to figure this out. There's like a blueprint, a general blueprint, that basically all of creation now, there's like a core blueprint that is the divine cosmic blueprint, let's say. Okay, the new divine cosmic blueprint. Because what humanity is carrying, this is not just about a divine angelic human blueprint. It's been fully activated and anchored here, but it goes beyond that, because it's all these other races, extraterrestrial races, all we hold like a cosmic master template for ascension, because they have seeded us. So it all comes back. It's like the micro macro. So this is a whole cosmic reunion. This is a whole cosmic ascension project. This is concerning, again, all layers, levels, dimensions, realities, realms, and universes. This is no small undertaking. But you need to see beyond it and not get lost in the detail, and literally see yourself in a video game, not get too serious about it. You need to laugh at it whilst also taking it seriously, of what we're here to do. But don't hold yourself to kind of a set of standards that someone else has given you, or that some kind of spiritual program is telling you is good or bad. This whole good, bad, right, wrong, good versus evil has to totally be transcended, totally. And in every moment, it's different. What's right for you for a while might not be right for you, in a month's time or a year's time. We go through different phases, and we're constantly expanding and changing. Nothing is ever the same. So just notice, let it be enough. It's all about self-love, holding yourself. If you're going for any kind of these deep, dark shadow purgings, which will come up collectively or are already, but we are like the stewards of transmutations for this stuff. It's just, no, it's not personal. You just need to see it, because we're literally clearing the oneness. Okay? It's like, don't take it personally, whatever you might be still dealing with, or somebody else is like, don't try and place guilt and blame, because it's going to keep you from seeing the bigger picture and just totally dissolving it in neutrality. Just watch it from the observer, like, okay, this is not working, or this is not aligned, but from the place of neutrality you can change it. That's the only way. And you only want to be in competition with yourself. You just want to be the best version of yourself you can be. And some days, that's not a very good version. And that's okay too. Expansion, contraction, just don't judge it. It's the whole, the same as 3D transcendence of all this illusion is, you need to transcend your fear of suffering, whether it's mental, emotional, or physical. You just kind of, again, need to let it flow through you. Because it's when you resist it and fight of it or judge it and don't want to feel those negative feelings, it's when you keep feeding them. You will fight with it for a little bit longer than is necessary. Then just neutrally observing it and letting it flow through you, and it's gone a lot quicker, especially now. And it's all about merging with your already ascended master self, who's already healed. And we're merging, our God self with our human self. It's not about getting rid of our human self. It's not about getting rid of the ego. It's just a separate artificial ego. It's more, the ego gets a bad name, but it's more about realizing your true self. It's self-realization. What does that mean? It's like you really knowing what gives you joy. Who are you really, in anything we do, being fully authentic in our expression. Not trying to want to be liked or fit in or, getting appraisal and recognition. It needs to come from this pure place of the divine child that, of course, you still like people to like your creations, but you just create for the love of creating. That's how you keep your creations pure. Because it's when we try to want to fit in and copy other people, that's where things go wrong. That causes the distortions in the templates, really. Is us copying things. And what does the negative agenda do? It's all about clones. It's all about copies. The imposters, they're copying. That's all I can do. So what you want to be is your authentic self, whatever that means, however crazy that may seem or sound, fearlessly so. That's freedom. That's you breaking out of the fear matrix. No matter what anyone thinks or says or does, because you are your true self. And that also is for the masculine, just whatever, they fear of, like, really speaking from their heart, that's you totally breaking through the fear matrix. That is what is dissolving it, because you're in your heart and you're gotten out of the head that keeps talking you out of it all. And just stop judging. Stop judging. Life is about experience. Like, let's start to fucking live here. All right. This is the time to let it the fuck go and to start living. It really is. And I needed a few F's. Because we really need to start living now. We need to let all of this crap go that's preventing us from really living our lives to the fullest. Okay, there are some massive quantum leaps and jumps ahead right now. It's all about boundlessness, limitlessness, fearlessness. And again, it doesn't mean you don't have any fear. It's just that you face them and you transcend them and you feel you're ready. But you also need to push yourself, This is not about staying in a comfort zone. And I think we can all feel the restlessness, because this is about change, this is about shifts. And if we're not going to do it, it's going to happen to us. That's how I see what's coming, obviously. Because this is all about big shifts and changes. Also, there have been a lot of earthquakes since yesterday. This is all shifting and changing. The grid's been fully blitzclear. The 11th Stargate being reclaimed and it all being blitzed. It's done, people. This is it. All the fallen timelines, gone. Just the last few little imposters and entities left to dust off the field. And the invaders. And that's a lot about the masculine stepping in, up, and reclaiming his kingship. And this is about no fear. And it's a frequency that we emit. And all in us. Again, this is beyond gender. It's beyond gender. It's really speaking from the heart. It's all us coming back to the heart. This is where the split happened. This is how we heal it. This is how all the AI disappears. And again, obviously, we've also been working this at architectural level and energetically and consciously, everything we've been sharing here. So it's all interconnected. It's all part of it. It's not just one thing ever. But I see this as the icing of the cake. Because we are all here, like the song that played in my mind today from the beginning was like, we rise together. I have that on my playlist, on my YouTube playlist, which is called Activations, if anyone wants to listen to that. Together, I think it's just called Together. Anyway, but it's about falling together, rising together, because that's really what we have been doing. It's all one, okay? And that's where we need to transcend. Once we transcend all this fear, separation energy, you're in the oneness, you feel whole, you're in love with yourself, you extend this out to, you're in union with all of life everywhere. That's what's happening right now. It's active, it's online, and everything else dissolves in this field of pure, true divine love. And that's what we came for. And again, that true divine love doesn't just mean like, everything is great, and, this false positivity. It's, again, being truthful, being authentic. That also means sometimes tough love. And it means saying no, or fuck no, or, not with me, or whatever that means. Okay. But we don't do it from kind of aggression or fighting or resisting anything. It's more just having a very firm energetic field, first of all. So this stuff doesn't need to come up anymore. But also, we keep needing to reaffirm what we want and what we don't want in our lives. This is very much part of learning discernment, putting up boundaries. It's one of the biggest lessons we had to learn. This discernment, and this also goes back to the whole, entities and all the, false spirits and astral, this whole astral field being cleared up right now. Ultimately, this is all about your connection to source, your integration of your higher levels. I also want to say, in regards to that article of Lisa Renee that talks about all of this in the red wave spectrum and the technology and the imposter entities and all of that, and obviously also the kind of channels that are out there and kind of what to look out for. Never discount your own experiences. you always need to just check whatever you are encountering in regards to ETs or, interdimensional communication. You need to just check as when talking to people, okay? You need to check on the frequency, but you need to trust your own experiences beyond anything else. So you need to stay away from the whole fear-mongering as well, all right? Because that's what I see a lot of the problem in the materials, ascension materials, is it's very heavy in kind of fear energy of all that's wrong, kind of, there. And it kind of keeps you in that. So it also keeps you focused on sort of fallen timeline or that consciousness, all right, fear-based consciousness. So that's why I would always say, just take what resonates, leave the rest, and just, take what is useful for you. But basically, what was I about to say? I forgot it now. Gone. But yeah, experiment. It's come to an end. And the way you do fully dissolve this all right now is by realizing it's not real, as in it's a projection of the one consciousness. And from the 0 point field of neutrality, you're dissolving all these fallen timelines. Okay. And what we are focusing on now is simultaneously co-creating the new organic creatrix field. And again, it's not even a creation, it's already there. As in, you just need to realize one thing isn't real and realizing or stepping into the other one. As in, it's a shift in the consciousness of also, and this ties in with the time. And me experiencing when I'm writing right now, I find it very difficult to write in past tense or present or future tense, because it's really all, this is the singularity point. It's all culminating, all timelines, all realities, all of our experiences are culminating in the singularity point, in one point in no time. And that's from where everything else births forth from. But we have to fully collapse the quantum wave function within the 0 point field through that divine neutrality. Or, make it radical or take it nuclear, that neutrality. Again, doesn't mean you don't have any, discernment, but it just means like, okay, this isn't real. Elections, it's not real. It's part of the theater, all of the stuff. It's false memories, it's false history, it's false news, it's false leaders. It's all, none of them is your answer. None of these clowns are your answer. That's my perspective, okay? Obviously, take what resonates, leave the rest. But we are the answer, all together, pulling together and using our imagination for the better of things, and full focus on new earth realities, which are beyond money, which are beyond political parties, it's beyond all these systems. Economy is non-relevant. It's everybody owns everything, so to say, as in everybody is provided for, okay? And it goes beyond money. I can't even see that anymore. So we're not even focusing on any rescue packages or, fixing a 3D reality that's not real. It's false. It's artificial overlays, false memories, false history, false everything. It's false data. And you just need to see it for what it is, dissolve it in the 0 point field, laugh at it. Just the only thing we don't want to do is get triggered or be in fear or any of this, because that's what feeds it, because that's when you think it's real. You don't need to avoid anything. You just need to kind of laugh at it, laugh at it, know it for what it is. That's what dissolves it. Know it is a dream that we are awakening from. So yeah. And it's all about the pure heart, really. Be authentic, be in your pure heart. The neutrality is so key right now. And again, even with people transitioning, no, it's just a transition. Okay, some people take their body with them, some people will not. But nothing is lost. Everything is transformed. You just need to transcend all of these fears. Okay, whatever comes up, deal with it, face it, don't avoid it. Just feel it, let it come up and out, like any feeling, anything that needs to be purged. We are the transmuters. But don't attach to it. Don't believe it. You're not your feelings. You're not your thoughts. Yeah. We know this. Again, look back on my other videos. Now, I don't know, are there any questions? Otherwise, I would do a little activation before we finish for today. I hope you're all doing okay. And thank you all so much for rocking it so hard, for not giving up, for keeping believing. And I know it's been a tough stretch, but we're there. We're there, we're there, we're there. I keep seeing 9/11 and it makes me so happy. Because again, in the European, obviously, we have 9/11 now. And I know this is an inversion from the fallen timelines for me represent the 9/11 number. And they're done, fully done. Again, how this is going to exactly fully collapse, we'll see. How quickly and easy we can make it, because again, this really lies in our hands of making this as easy, as graceful as possible, because we're literally holding the field and we are enabling these quantum leaps and jumps through us shifting in the consciousness. And that's really, it's constantly causing actually this 100 monkey effect. It's just that we can't always see it straight away, because obviously the news and things, certain things are obscuring the real picture of reality. But it's constantly, we are constantly shifting, the consciousness is constantly shifting, and the crescendo is here now. And again, this is about this heart awakening that connects us all. And the emerald heart grid also connects to the cosmic diamond grid. It's all about also an a telepathic communication network. And us really all feeling connected and knowing we are connected. And that's really what we're waking up to. The collective Kundalini awakenings are already happening. The hearts are wide open. We're losing all the fears. Okay. If you want to look at the movie, what is it called? V for Vendetta, the end scene, where it's basically, you're so being bombarded by all the fear news. In the end, like everybody is just like, yeah, whatever. Because, that also wears itself out at some point. Like everything is serving a divine purpose. Whatever we think is negative also can be seen as positive. Yeah, but it's all the fear mongering, everything we've been through for the last 2.5 years, it all has served a great purpose. Everything we've been through. You see, and once you can see the purpose, can be grateful for it, can also be grateful for the role you're playing here, that you're a superhero, when you can see your worth. And then now we're claiming this, because we know, first of all, we are that which we are seeking. It's not separate from us, but also, we're done. This is completion. And we need to feel this opposite. And everybody is a little bit at a different place, as in, just finalizing the final initiations. And again, ultimately, you're, again, always expanding and a little bit contracting. But obviously, this is the big leap, which we're completing here. And it's done. It's done. It's done. It's done. I feel in celebratory mode. It's like it's feeling so much lighter. I can feel more energy coming back into my body. As I said, all this, energy work doesn't feel so heavy anymore. And believe me, I've been doing so many hours, and years of like doing this like heavy energy lifting, but also because it's just, what I'm here to do. And it's the only thing that makes things better for myself and the field. But I'm also, oh my God, I'm done with this. I just want to live. I just want to, just want to have these experiences now and be free and be in joy. And we need to now, not need to, again, this is something that's also just happening through the natural process we're going through. It's both ends, but aligning with that joy, aligning with that bliss, aligning with the things that really feel good, especially now. And I believe, especially for the days, and we don't like to be linear, but 11/11 to the 22nd, that is such a huge, powerful manifestation window that I'm seeing there. And we're just going to be flying it, I feel. Because I really feel the density and all this heavy shit, it's just gone. It's just gone, 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 gone. That's all I see. Yeah, and just keep focusing on what you want to see. And if you see something that's like, you just laugh at it or see it for what it is, that's really what helps it dissolve. And know your power by doing that as well, because the more you know what you're doing, the more effect it has in the field. And the more of us can do this, the quicker all of this dissolves. Yeah. So now we're going to do a quick, if anyone has a question I want to ask, I'm going to do a little activation. Just need 1 minute. If you want to grab some headphones, okay? Just 2 minutes. Thank you. Thanks for waiting. Okay, I'm just reading. When my fairy godmother is held in a hospital and they have mandatory mask requirements and I don't want to participate in it, how to deal with such a situation without compromising my truth? Sometimes you have to compromise. That would be my suggestions. Like, I don't know which country, whether there are exemptions you can use. They usually should be. I just bulldozed my way here through it. Like, I did the whole mask thing for 10 days when it started. And then I remember I was in a shop and I forgot to wear the mask. And then nobody said anything. And I did in the next 2 shops. And then I realized, and then I was just, okay, I'm not going to do this anymore. Because it literally made me feel anxiety. It did. So also for me, it was a fair reason not to wear them, because it does make me kind of short of breath and kind of gives me anxiety. And then I get headaches and I don't want to have them. And there were a couple of shops that I would not go into anymore because there was, problems with that. But otherwise, after a while, they knew me. I wouldn't get much trouble besides some stupid people, piping up and maybe shouting at me. But you just need to kind of have, a new no fear attitude. Sometimes you might say something back. Other times you're quiet. And then at other times, if you might want to see someone that's very close to you and you cannot, get any exemption in a hospital, for example, you need to choose, Can you put up with an hour with a mask, or maybe just as you're going in and out and play along or not? This is the things. You don't want to be too this self-righteous, as in each moment you need to see what is the right thing to do. You need to weigh up things. There needs to be, sometimes a compromise to a certain degree. Whilst you still, you hold your truth. You can still say, this is not okay, but I'm going to do this because there is just no other choice right now. I hope that helps. Yeah, it's ridiculous. I mean, I hate it as well. I do hate the whole mask thing, obviously. And I'm so glad I don't have to deal with it here anymore. But if I would have to, I would just, think my thing and kind of, if it's just an hour or so, kind of bear through it. If it was worth that, so to say. But, I would try to do my own thing, or maybe play with them a little. Make it fun, make it fun. Try to take the seriousness out of these confrontations or maybe situations and make it fun and maybe play with it more. Like use like kind of maybe cheeky, your intelligence, and make it fun. And don't see people as kind of, and just see they're just following a program. Okay, they're just following a program. They're stuck. There's some Agent Smiths, whatever. Don't depersonalize it. Okay, try to have compassion, because they just think it's the right thing to do. It's the same as like these, people who went with the whole thing. They just thought it's the right thing to do. It's a soul. I don't know what's the word for it, but this righteousness, this virtue signaling, that it's kind of, it's like they're proud to be in fear. That's the kind of manipulation, the programming that went on there, And then everybody who's not going along with the program is a threat to the system or the safety of everyone. So you just need to understand the consciousness, neutralize it, and then kind of you can still emit your truth frequency while still sometimes making a compromise, because you can still have that conversation. I used to have them. I had them here with police officer and shopkeepers and so forth. And you just send in your truth, and you do try to find a common ground. I would try to speak to them and say things like, oh yeah, but it's a shame, isn't it, that like, you can't see the people you love. It's like one guy told me that he hadn't seen his grandmother in, I don't know, months. And she was totally isolated because of it. And he kind of could see, yeah, it's not great. It's like, I mean, the insanity of that, what went on or is still going on. But neutralize it. Anything you see, anything that's disturbing you out there, try and neutralize it. Try to see why people do the things they do. And then you don't usually have to come up against it anymore. The more you can neutralize the resistance in your field, because I knew when this mask thing was still going on and I would have some resistance in my field and I was going into a shop, some kind of trouble would come up. But if I was in total neutral point zone, it was just fine. And even if something would happen, it would just wash off you. And you can apply this to anything, really. So the best thing you can do, again, when you do the payment on Zoom for the calls, for the 11:11 and the 22:11, just put in the description oneness, if you can. And just, if you have a different email, put the email in that you want me to send the Zoom login details in. Okay, so email and just oneness. But the way I'm seeing it, I think people have already sent some through without oneness in it. I think anyone who's going to send a donation through is just going to get basically login details to the call. I think that's what's going to happen at the moment. But if you can, put in oneness and just the email. And otherwise, send me an email to the Ramona Lapin, one word, @hotmail.com. It's, again, the same as in the PayPal email. Let me see, which I was state of mind. Yeah, and don't even, it's the same thing with the whole, we are lost at sea and the things the government has done and, our birth certificates and all that stuff. You just withdraw your consent at a consciousness level, okay? Like, yes, you can go through maybe some documents you want to sign, whatever. But ultimately, it's when you see that this whole government is false, it's not real. It's a holographic projection of the one mind. We have to wake up from the dream. None of this is real. Or it's all energy, frequency, and vibration in that sense, okay? It's not real in the sense it's a projection of the mind. As the consciousness shifts, so does the projection. Because we don't see the reality anymore in the way it used to be. So we're not projecting the same picture. It's all shifting. And again, it's also happening at energetic level, at the architecture level. And consciousness level. We're done. So it's all fully collapsing now. You just need to withdraw your consent, as in believing it's real, and just say, these are actors. And this is all, a big show. And they're just trying to, draw you into kind of war of blue versus red and all of this nonsense. Just my suggestion would be, don't fall for the division tactics. I think we're past them now, because otherwise we wouldn't be in the unity field. At least most of the people who are watching. Yeah. And the more we can be in it and don't focus so much on what the other people are doing that might be still asleep, that may also be just AI projections. Okay. Not everything is real. Focus on you. Whatever anything is triggering you with, just keep pulling it within and see, where am I still in separation? Where am I still judging something? Where am I still, fragmented at some level? And don't feel whole, because once you're whole, nothing will threaten you anymore. Nobody's rules, nobody's whatever anyone else is doing. It doesn't mean that you don't try and correct it in your field or you don't speak up, far from it. But you don't feel it as a threat. You don't need to fight it. You're not afraid of it. All of these, discordant energies are gone. This is peace. It's when you just know everything for what it is. This is a projection of your mind. You have the power to shift it from the 0 point field of divine neutrality. And you don't feel any more separation. You know yourself as one with everything. Whilst you still know you are not, it's like you are you and I am me, but you're another aspect of the one. It's both and. That's what we're integrating here. So you sign up for the transmission. You basically just send me a donation. It's in the description box below. And then I send the emails with the Zoom call-in details out tomorrow. And then just before the call again for the ones who sign up the day after. But you get it within a day, basically. And then I also, for anyone who can't catch the live call, you get the replay as soon as I have it, again via email. And you can also download it. And also separate MP3 for the activation we will be doing. So let's also do a little activation for the womb. The womb is our creational center, and it's fully healing. Also part of all the activations that are coming in and have, obviously, this has been going on for a while. But all is coming to completion. And this is really our creational center. So we're going to feel more. It's also where a lot of the karmic stuff has been held and relationship stuff. Yeah, our sacral and our womb area. And again, it's all the 3 lower chakras that are in full collapse mode right now. And I've been feeling this in my own 3 lower chakras. So you might have things, I don't know, coming up, IBS, or I don't know, just rumblings or pains, or maybe also back pain, things like this. And no sound. Anyone else having a problem? Let me know, because I once had that issue. So the lower 3 chakras also represent to me the lower 3-dimensional realities, and have been fully kind of reset. Okay. And this has been fully cleared. So you feel this a lot in that area. And the creational womb, and again, this is for men and women, because we've all been different genders throughout our lifetimes, our different incarnations. And again, we're integrating that androgynous, so male, female, light body. And all of us have a creational womb, whether men or women. And it's very much energetic, and that's very much what's healing, because that's also very much what's been obviously, abused, and I don't know the right English words, but it has undergone a lot of horrific things. Let's put it that way. So that's all clearing all the traumas, hybridization trauma, or the rape, anything. I mean, I've written about as much. It's anything from, it's mother-child trauma. It's things like miscarriages, and it's also how obviously the womb of the cosmic mother has been abused in order to birth the demonic creations in our holographic universe. So that's all what's been healing, as the cosmic mother has reclaimed all of her body parts. And this is also about us reclaiming all of our multidimensional selves. And our womb is very much our center where we create from. So it's what's holding a lot of our creational power, and a lot of the inversions and the damage that has happened, also connected to this red wave spectrum, is that it's the inversion of the Kundalini. It's the Kundalini has not been running within the human race on a planetary light body correctly. And also the extended Kundalini frequencies beyond 9D is called the Kunda ray, which is what we're running now, which is the 12, 13D rainbow rounds, which is really anchoring God world's frequencies of the whole 144 subharmonic frequency bandwidths that are also connected and correlate to the divine template of the 144 strands of DNA. So it's basically full multidimensional access. So 12D is usually the core template we work with, but I see this as a 12, 13D template, grid, realm we are accessing and merging as one. And because the 13th dimension is really much the mother frequency, and it's also connected to the mother arc. And that's what we're reconnecting to. And that's how we can reconnect also back to source. So this is what's all merging and unifying in our field, and also in our chakra centers. And the chakra system is also shifting and changing very much. You have a whole chakra column, and then you also have spherical 3 spheres of spheres within spheres for the chakra areas now. So one here, one in the middle, and then one in your lower chakra system, and one big kind of circle around you. I need to find that page on Ascension material one day again. I don't know where it is. If anyone can pick that out for me, who's familiar with Ascension material that shows the new chakra system, that would be great. But again, it's many different layers to this, because we don't want to get lost in the details. But anyway, so the lower chakras are fully being reset, healing. Our whole chakra system is becoming a column of light. And we also have these Ankh body activations. I posted a link on this before. If you want to look this up further on, again, Ascension glossary, and just put Ankh body in. Ankh, like the Egyptian symbol, ANKH. KH. Anyway, and that's really what's giving, it's this new light body configuration, not new, but that's what we're activating. And that's giving us 360-degree access to multidimensional no time. Okay, this is full access multidimensionality, what we are accessing here. Those of us who are accessing these levels of consciousness, okay, this is not going to be for everyone, but we are accessing and co-creating and igniting from within us with these Edenic paradisian codes that especially the twin flames hold, and that's also connected to 144,000 in that number. And that's what they're igniting, and that's what they're holding within that template. And I think I forgot what I was saying there, the whole sentence. But the lower chakras and the creational center and our womb, because basically what I'm seeing is that all of these different dimensional layers and realities are literally, we're at the moment in this whole womb space. I just see we're in this cosmic womb, and it's kind of an inside out and outside inner experience, as in, you know, we can look at this from many different perspectives, but it's like all being rebirthed from within us and all around us. So we're in the cosmic womb, but it's also happening within our own womb area, that we're rebirthing all of creation literally right now. And everything is within that space of pure potentiality. And it will always be that case. So what I'm seeing, what we're entering now, will be very much a create and uncreate kind of realm, very much like within a video game, as if you can create realities and realms and also uncreate them if they are no longer of, you know, in alignment, so to say. But much easier as now, where everything has been very much stuck and long-winded, winded in cycles. So all these cycles within cycles, time has ended. You need to get totally and transcend fully time. We're in this cosmic womb, and we're totally rebirthing creation and ourselves through it. And it's a constant process. But yes, we're also going to this point in the singularity of totality, where everything is literally merging into this one point. It's no more timelines. It's like all the timelines are all merging into this one point. And that's us going back to the start. And I see that's very much again connected to the twin flames, unifying again as one. Bringing this into the physical, which is healing the rip between the dimensions and timelines and realms fully in the physical. That's what I'm seeing. And that's why there has been so much interference. Yada, yada, which is gone now. So let's do a tiny little activation before this goes on way too long. Oh my God, we're just already at 1:24. Time flies when we have fun. Sorry that I don't always get to all the comments and all of that stuff. Guys, there's just so much attention I have. Especially when I'm live. It's a bit too big. So if you want to just put headphones on if you like, and I see what comes in. I don't even know what's going to come in now. I have no idea. So if you just want to sit or lie down with your back straight, and just take a couple of breaths to center ourselves, come to peace within, deeply centered in our hearts, in our breath, letting go of any thoughts and any worries, any tension in our body. We focus on our heart center. See a beautiful diamond rainbow plasma, rainbow bubble of light. Beautiful fire water, plasma, liquid light. And with the next breath, you breathe into your heart center, into this ball of light, and hold it there for a moment. And with the next breath out, you breathe this out into your whole energy field like a big bubble of light. surrounding your whole auric field. And you can use this to purify, clear, heal, balance, harmonize, upgrade your whole morphogenetic field to the highest divine blueprint available in this now moment. Every cell and every atom, every atomic and subatomic particle and wave, and all the spaces in between, right down to the mitochondria. Physical, mental, emotional, spiritual bodies purified, cleared, healed, balanced, harmonized, upgraded, merged and unified as one, dissolving all remaining seals and membranes from our chakra system, our morphogenetic field, implants, inserts, dissolve fully now. Sukarayena kara, Ushuna tere yanakeda te 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 do. Unananena te. Kuka era shu onatena yenake. Kararara nate ratu yanade. Te do. Unanaye. Etura shinanaye nanaye. Kuyayana sukura iskara 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 isku. Uskara iskara iskara ashka. Kukuta ikana itana itara askwe. Suka aishtana tera. Teno kana setera 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 se. Karanate. Kenana ye. Unana se onate nana ye. Uyayaya. Shutara ye. Kenona nena satrata. Kuku 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 kuku. So. Tuna kena eskuna etara ekena ketara to. Kona tea shiteta. Susuna tea. Tatanaya. Koyana se. Teana ta. Sho. Now, focus on your third eye center in the middle of your brain and see another beautiful crystalline bubble of light, plasma bubble of rainbow diamond, plasma rainbow light. And with the next breath, you breathe this down all the way through, down your central column, into the core of the earth until it reaches the crystalline core. And if you need, give it another breath until you feel it has reached the center, the crystalline core of earth. Till you're fully connected here. And with the next breath, you breathe up a spark of that light back up the central column to about 30 centimeters beneath your feet. And you breathe it out into a big platform, a round platform beneath your feet. Just push it out. And then with the next breath, you breathe up this column of light all around you, like a big column of light, all the way up through the stargates, all the way back to source. Connecting through the sun, central sun, great central sun, galactic center, heart of Andromeda, aurora host, 7 higher heavens. Connecting to ascension earth, Aramatina, the lion stargate. Shukai. ke da na na, o ye na na na, e re, e te na na, ke ya na na na, tu re, ne ya, su ne na na na, ke ya na na na, se ye, ke te re, sha na 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 na, ke na na na, tu re, ne na, ku ya na na na, se ye ne ne na na ye. Fully merging with our 12th, 13th dimensional identity, diamond avatar self. Retrieving our divine blueprints, keys and codes, our full quantum, our already ascended self, the timeless now. Kuka airas kuku ne aire sere te tatara kune na 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 senuye. Sukinata shkoraita tarasata. Connecting up to the primal sound and light fields and the Sophia, the cosmic womb of creation. Sukarayana karashko Kikura shatara satarasa. Activating our upgraded dark matter Rasha body template. Highest instruction sets in this now moment for our consciousness. Kukaraika eiskara tututure. Keke eira tututas katatara. Tututu. Ka aishta. Keno. Ka airo. Kus. And connecting up to the Godhead, the heart and mind of God, pure God source consciousness, pure oneness. Kukaira ane sutta mayanana kerushukoda kara umakera nena tera skoraira tera so saira te ake. Dissolving into the oneness and the nothingness, the singularity. Tukurainaye neana jui hanu te ayun te so te na kere sune karashanate kuratanataya tayatana seune. Letting go of all and anything that no longer serves us, all distorted, inverted templates, blueprints, frequencies, energies, entities, thought forms, beliefs. We let it all go. Dissolved. Return back to source. Fully rebirthing ourselves as our one true self. Now, the totality of the singularity realized through us now and always. Kusukura ishkara eya, kekinake, kukara inata, kekina shekinata, su 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 su. Ushkura inake ai, ai, te. Kukuna tea tea sina tana tea ye. Ina tena ina kena tuna ina de. Kuna te senga keake. All holographic overlays, inserts, implants, false memories, false pictures of realities dissolve now in this field. Tu askara, kinasita, all fallen timelines and realities. Tu sukaraskara, kukanate, tu samate, kugan akaraya. And with the next breath, you breathe this energy and light down all your central column, all the way into the earth's core, all the way through, out into deep space and all around you. Merging, unifying all layers, levels, dimensional realms, universes, timelines in this moment now. The totality of the singularity, dissolving all that is unreal. Tukanatera shutu natarena ekarae hunae hushudate anakaraya yatusk aena humane karairata ayana oya ai ashanatea ke sunaera hunaena kea. Fully anchored in the 0 point field of divine neutrality and love, at one with source and all of creation. All illusions of separation dissolve in this timeless now. Kukara, ashatara, kaena seterasa, kukukukora na inayaya, usa aene akeayo, sutena inakeata, sutana teate, sune enateaye, kukaera, shukanea keake, sunatea keate, sune enateyo, unaye, unasenaye, Now focus on your sacral womb area and see a beautiful golden crystalline diamond white light filling your whole womb space and your whole lower body, purifying and healing your 3 lower chakras, fully resetting, healing, clearing, upgrading. Sonatera, unaina ke ate no sunina ina na 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 tunai Feel beautiful frequency of pure divine love filling your whole womb area, clearing out any karmic remnants, residue, any traumas, any wounds, implants, cords, anything of the old, of the past that we are ready to get go of. Tunate na kenate unai nai nai tunate turi sutu kirashinate Feel this beautiful frequency of pure divine love filling your whole body, every cell and every atom of your beingness, traveling through your veins, your meridians and your nadis, clearing out, purifying, healing and upgrading your chakra system, all of your systems, cardiovascular system, endocrine system, nervous system, immune system, reproductive system, adrenal systems, all of your organs, your veins, your muscles, your tendons, your fascia, your blood, your bones, your skin. Everything is being purified, cleared, healed, and crystallized. Every carbon atom turning crystalline. 13 protons, 12 electrons, 13 neutrons. Activating the divine template of the 144 plus 3s1. Subharmonic DNA strands, RNA, quantum codes, activate. Ushkuna data scat ai nuyana kera se kena dea kea 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 kea. Rebirthing ourselves from the inside out. Throughout every cell of our beingness, fully regenerating, rejuvenating, rebirthing, resetting. Sukurayana ke isuna terarea. Una na na ya 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 una te na sera ya kuna tera yana ke una sere aye katura kuna te na setara ya ke na te aye una nena sera te kokunana te tushe aye kuna Bring perfect balance, harmony, equilibrium, contentment to all of our bodies, all of our systems, our whole beingness. Purified, cleared, healed, balanced, harmonized, and upgraded to the highest divine blueprints and templates available in this now moment. Diamond Sun, blueprints and templates, our crystal body, fully activated, our crisis of fear, diamond rainbow plasma light body, and Merkaba, fully igniting. Usunate, kena tarasu, kura shenate ake, kunanae, enanate rasutute, kena hare, esunate na katarate, tatene tara, skuta ushkana etara, esana etara, ekana, askara, akara, ayaya, sukura, te esha, aira. Kina. Igniting the paradisian Edenic codes, new ascension earth, keys and codes, freedom codes, abundance codes, bliss codes, divine union and love codes from within our DNA now. From within our consciousness, igniting the new earth realities from the inside out as we shift in perception through the neutral observer state and the 0 point field. Now, kukura aere haro sunekananata kerashanatarata kone hero unekanatarasa kenakanatara satara satara sata koko dissolving all lower negative artificial frequencies, energies, entities, vibrations, sound and light fields. Now, all limiting, inverted, false programming, thought forms and beliefs, now, after one consciousness, once and forever. Overwriting with the new cosmic Christ consciousness. Kukuna senata tetara ekina esuna tekina setara all fear programming dissolves now as we see reality for what it really is. All veils have been dissolved. Our remembering returns. Sushara kekena satarae kana teake. We call back to ourselves all that we are, our multidimensional selves, soul, oversoul, avatar, rishi, one pure true God source consciousness, unified as one, fully unified, merged, healed as one inside of our bodies, fully anchored, fully embodied as the one true diamond avatar that we are. Sukarash kena kekeru sunatera kanatea kekena satara satara sata. As we ignite new earth ascension realities with every word, thought, feeling, belief, and action we take. Sukunatera sa. All interference patterns fully dissolve now. So it is done. Ekunate, esunate, katarate, kena shekanate, kana atara sekura keke etskara eshkanaka. Susunate ashe. Sakarate, kenakanata, asututu shukutarasa, keanate. So it is done. It is done. It is done. It is done. So it is. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Now, I hope you enjoyed that. Take a moment. That shakes the cobwebs out. That shakes all interference patterns out. That shakes all of that crap out of our system. And so it is done. That's how we roll. I'm just realizing it's now another 111222 date. Shambhala. Thank you, Ronnie. Thank you, Oscar. Thank you for me to be me. I like that name. Christina, Katarina, Tommy, Bio. Thank you all so much. Drink plenty of water as always. Your body knows, your consciousness knows what it needs. You know, we're not kindergarten children here. So drink if you need to drink, walk if you need to walk, go into nature if you can. I haven't actually been much in nature lately because the weather hasn't been so good here, but I've manifested a nice little warm wave coming our way. That is nice. So it's always beautiful to obviously connect with nature, but ultimately also about groundedness, especially as we go up in frequency and dimension. Source is your anchor, okay? We don't need to be too concerned with the groundedness, as we lift up. You don't want to hold on to the density either, okay? So you need to be okay with free flowing and it getting a little bit dreamlike and a little bit woo, okay? Because as we go up in frequency, you do feel a little bit dizzy and you do feel a little bit of this wobbly, higher state of consciousness, because we do want to feel lighter. This is all about transcending density and time and space, and to become boundless, limitless, fearless, and to risk it all for love, because that's how you quantum leap and jump, and that's how you make miracles happen, and that's what we came for, okay? And that's most of all loving ourselves, and everything comes from here. So keep loving it all up, keep going back to your heart, keep going back to neutrality, keep sitting with whatever arises, because it will be very self-explanatory, and keep aligning with your highest version of you, your highest truth, and keep co-creating that what you want to experience with every word, thought, feeling, belief, and action you take. That's really what this is about. It's consciousness. What are we projecting? What are we thinking, feeling, and perceiving? And that will then keeps being projected back. But again, also, this is a whole collective project, okay? This also is, not about us forcing our, version of reality onto the hologram, but a collective co-creation. Yeah. But again, this is happening also on a much higher consciousness level. So what may be playing out at a 3D level sometimes isn't what it appears to be. Basically, a lot of it. All right. So you keep seeing through the illusions in order to dissolve them. Don't feed that what you don't want to see too much of your energy, or at least laugh at it. And that's, basically being fearless, like us. Keep facing, transcending the fear is how you get there. Okay, you don't want to avoid it, you don't want to suppress it. Laugh at it is a good way, and again, just moving through it. That's the only way, and it's going to happen one way or another now. All right. So stay in your heart, stay in your light, stay in your truth, be your authentic self, stay anchored into source. You will know what you need to know in every now moment, as long as you listen to your heart and your own intuition and your own inner guidance. This is what this is all about. Your connection to source, your connection to your own higher identities and levels, okay, which are a lot. And there's going to be a lot coming in now. With messages and, cosmic communication, which it always has done, as also all this interference is clearing. And this is all about cosmic communion. And how do we do this? Through our own divine inner union. How do we get to divine inner union? By transcending all that's what's keeping us feel separate. Yeah. But whilst we also have boundaries and discernment. And it's about integrating all of these pieces of us literally until we're this multidimensional personality in order, fully integrated, no more at odds with ourselves or anything outside of us. That's peace. That's world peace. That's wholeness. That's integration. That's divine union. That's ascension. We are there now. Congratulations. We've done it. Now we keep lifting higher and higher. It's time to rise and shine, beloveds. So let's do this and keep being that which we want to see in the world. That's how we change it. All right. I love you so much. And also to get to the neutrality, you just need to, be in the anger or the judgment or the whatever, but you just observe it and work through it. All right. You don't want to, again, not suppress anything. You get through the neutrality by sitting with whatever is triggering you. That's the fun part. But try and have fun with it. Don't take it too seriously. Don't take yourself too seriously, because that's the thing. I mean, who are you? You're many things. You are so many things. Your multidimensional self is vast. So don't try and hang on to kind of your identity either. That's the ego. Okay. We're merging with source, with all that is, whilst also then knowing what is our truest, highest, unique expression that keeps constantly changing and expanding and morphing. Okay. And we get to choose who we want to be, basically, what we want to believe in, what we want to think, as we reach those levels of consciousness that then make us capable of mastering our thoughts and behaviors and beliefs and all of that stuff. That is what it's all about. It's not about not feeling it. It's about how do we alchemize it? Can we control urges or anger or whatever? We don't want to just spread it all onto the walls. Again, we sit with it, transmute it. Okay, we might want to scream into a pillow or go out in the woods and do that, or stomp our feet, but we try not to increase or make more, create more misery or drama. We transmute it through that inner work and by mastering our thoughts and beliefs and behaviors before we now, freeze or fight or fly away. Okay, we face it. We're no more afraid. That's all gone. All right, nothing to really protect against as such, or avoid or fight. Okay, that's the frequency of grace and no fear. You just stand in your truth. You don't fight. You don't resist. Pure emanation. That's you blasting your field, blasting your realities. Whenever there's anything, you just now. You just blast your field. It's not it's you are the overriding frequency. And it's the purity of the frequency, which has no doubt, which has no insecurity, which has no, fear in it. And it's not even no, it's just kind of, it's like me. I know my insecurities or, my kind of weaker points, but I also know, there's nothing anyone can do, but it's like I'm confident about my insecurities, so to say. You know what I mean? Like, we don't need to tell ourselves that, oh yeah, I'm just great. And that would be not being truthful either. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm not so great with this, but I'm fine with it. You get what I mean? Because we can't be great in everything and we don't need to be perfect. I hope that makes sense. Okay, I stop babbling now. We're at the 2-hour mark. I love you guys. I haven't looked at any notes. But actually, I'm going to do one thing. Because I had something just to sign us off here. I had a little musical. I know it's not this one. A little, just to send us all off. I don't know how this will come across. But that's where we're going, okay? So let's activate this. So let's do this. Paradise is here now. It starts with us. We radiate this out and ignite it from the inside out. I love you. And so it is done. Until next time. Bye-bye. Thank you so much. Thank you for everyone. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Like, share, subscribe. And the details for the calls are below in the description box. I love you guys. Bye. Oh, and I'm going to post the MP3 of the activation later on as well. Okay. Thank you. Bye. Love you. So many blessings. So much love.